Hello YouTube, Reservoir Warrior here. Bleh. Reservoir Warrior here with a... Man, that always runs off the tongue weird. Anyway, with a Weiss Schwarz deck profile for you guys. Man, I am so happy I'm finally doing a Weiss Schwarz video on this channel. I've been playing the game since October of 2014. I've had so many box openings I've wanted to upload, but either I get too anxious and open them off camera, or I lost video files for some, or I just can't find some video files. Regardless, Sword Art Mat, Sword Art deck. And actually, this Sword Art deck is the only deck I've ever topped my locals. It's the only deck I ever topped with at my locals. Come close with my Ellie waifu deck, and that's actually my main deck, but actually I have more fun playing the Sword Art deck. I mean, that'll change once I eventually finally buy the new Love Life set. And the only reason why I haven't is because I was trying to finish an Attack on Titan deck quickly. And unfortunately, I finished it after the newest Love Life set came out. Which stinks, but that's okay. Well, that, and I mean, I invested hard into set 1 of Love Live because I knew there were cards in there people would need for their decks. Anyway. So, Sword Art deck. Let's do it. This is a red-blue deck. It's actually a Lisbeth Sinon, though. I like to call it SniperSmith. And before I begin the deck profile, a quick shout-out to my friend Chris at Shadow Contingency Gaming. Man, what is with me with my mispronunciations? I blame the cold weather. There's a little chill down here. Anyway, so I'll leave a link to the channel in the description below. That's actually a Steam group, clan, whatever you want to call it, I'm part of, so definitely show him some love, guys. Another one of my friend Brandon and I are trying to get him into Weiss. We'll see, though. Probably not. I'd rather him just focus on clan work and everything. With, like, Steam and whatnot. So, yeah, you'll see Steam videos. You'll see me featured in some of his videos on there, too, so definitely check him out and obviously subscribe to his channel. Anyway, starting off with the level 0s, we have 3 Realization of Love Lisbeth. I like this card. It has a cool combo with Back to Her Cheerful... Is it Back to Her Cheerful Self? Yes. Basically, when that's in your climax area and when this card attacks, you put the top 3 cards of your deck into the waiting room. If all those 3 cards are Avatar net characters, you choose a card in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So it helps you get a card you may need and thins out the deck a bit, which is always good in Weiss. Around 2 3K vanillas, and that's only because I couldn't think of better options at level 0. Once we get that new, once we get the Mother's Rosario extra booster, couldn't think of the name. Once we get that extra booster, I'll have, I think, 1 or 2 options. And I didn't feel like either that or I can get the Gun Gale trial deck, which I didn't bother getting. I mean, it does have Machine of Ice Sinon, which is nice. But, anyway. So we're on to watching the match together, Elizabeth. This card's awesome early game. It's pretty good late game, too, if your opponent burns out all their stock. It just has, like, a random weak card on board. Basically, with her effects, is if your opponent has 3 or less cards in their stock, this card gains plus 1,000 power. So if you play turn 1, it's 3-5, and it's going to be 3-5 for maybe another turn or two. And then if you have assists behind her, like the one I'm about to show, even more power, which is awesome. I always like having a strong level 0 game. You never want that to be weak. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. My dad forgot his phone here. Sorry, headphone users. Anyway. Lost my train of thought. Anyway, but regardless. So yeah, I mean, if you have assist with that card, it's also nice. And one assist, I feel like somewhat of a staple is Mission in the Twilight Sinon. This is actually the box promo to the Sword Art Online 2 extra booster. Her assist, move these closer. Better for you guys. This effect, all your characters in front of this card get plus 500 power. And then her other ability is, when a climax is placed in your climax area, choose one of your characters and that character gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn. I always forget that effect for some reason. That happens to me with assists. I don't know why, but it's a pretty good effect. Especially if you combo it off with Phantom Bullet, because you can give a card an extra 2,000. Normally that'd be... No, actually, forget what I was about to say. I was going to say normally it'd be your highest attacking monster, but that's not always the case. And then 2 ideal self-Sinons just to search for Last Shot Sinon or another level 3 or level 2. You pay 1 stock. So this, do you put this card or card from the... Okay. Oh, okay. You pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 level 2 or higher character, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. Nice searcher ability. Only downside is she is at 1,000 attack. But otherwise, she's not too bad. And then I may take this out of the deck eventually in the Sunlight Forest Sinon. On your opponent's turn, during your opponent's turn, your other character in the middle position of the center stage gets plus 1,000 power, and then she does have a Brainstorm ability, which I don't really use too much. But it's there. That's it for the level 0s. Now for the level 1s, we have Leprechaun Girl Lisbeth. I don't know how many people run this card. I kind of like this card, though. She becomes a level 1 Suicider if the number of cards in your stock is 5 or more. And then the auto ability is when this card... And then the ability she gets is when this card becomes reversed. If this card battles opponent is level 1 or lower, you may reverse that character. And then the MVP of the level 1 game, Lisbeth changes clothes. I should get full versions of these, honestly. This card gets plus 500 power for each of your other avatar net characters. Awesome for those... It's just awesome when you want to go for the rush plays. Or you just want to overpower your field. Or, I mean, overpower your opponent's cards. It's awesome. Another card a lot of people use in their red decks. It's just like the level 1 Ellie from the first Love Life set. And I also run only 3 of the backups. I'm not a fan of backups in this game. I don't know why. But I know a lot of people like backups. Me, not so much. I forget her ability. Shows how much I use it, right? When you use this card's backup, put the top 3 cards of your deck into your waiting room. And the backup is 2,000 level 1. Put this card from your hand into your waiting room. Choose one of your characters that's being frontal attack, and that character gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Only read that in case some of you guys don't know how backups work. Not all backups are used when one of your characters are being attacked, though, and you'll see what I mean when I do a deck profile on my Attack on Titan deck. Because I have an awesome... Aaron backup. That's fun to use. Oh, actually, I did used to run 4 backups, but I'm actually going to bring that down to 3 and actually run 3 temporary line Sinons. Yep, I use Aqua Sleeves for this deck. So you got these back in November, and tomorrow Fates comes out, which is awesome. And Fire Emblem is my favorite video game series, yet I didn't pre-order the new games. Oops! Oh, well. That's what happens when, when life gets busy. Anyway. This card's pretty cool. She gets plus 500 power for each of your avatar net characters. For each of your other avatar net characters, excuse me. And then same thing with Lisbeth, changes clothes, each of your other avatar net characters. That's the key word there, other, because it doesn't count this card itself. And then she also has the Clock Encore, which is always nice. I always love having cards with Clock Encore. Clock Encore does hurt you a bit, but oh well. And oh my god, Facebook, can you chill, please? Probably my hockey friends. Going to level 2s. Probably, definitely one of my favorite cards in the set. Mob Hunting Together Lisbeth. I know my friends at Locals hate this card. Because this is when this is like when I really go for late game pushes and whatnot, just going for damage and wiping out fields. She gets plus 500 power for each of your other avatar net characters. So without any assists or other effects, if you have a full field, she's 9k, which is awesome. And then her other ability, which is when this card frontal attacks, you may pay the cost, which is one stock. If you do choose one of your opponent's characters, and that character gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn. I don't really use that second effect, but it's not bad. Could help you out in certain situations. And then, rounding up the level 2s, I used to run one Ceasefire Agreement Rika, but now I'm going to eliminate that, and instead, it's either going to be around 2 Check 6 Sinons or add another Mob Hunting Together Lisbeth, but I do like this card a lot. This card's basically like, oh, you brought out a level 3 early? That's okay, I'm just going to try and overpower you. Her effect is, if the card facing this card, let me rephrase that. If the character facing this card is level 3 or higher, this card gets plus 3,000 power, so she becomes a 10k. Then her other ability is, rest 2 of your avatar net characters. This card gets plus 2,500 power until end of turn. So if there's a level 3 out early, or just a level 3 out in general, you don't have a level 3 or you don't have anything big enough, just drop this down and without any other assists or climaxes, you have a 12,500 level 2 on board. Pretty cool. And then to round up the level 2s, yes. We have this really awesome change card, and that's Strong Existence Sinon. I would not recommend running more of 2 of this in a deck. If you are running this card, I think 1's too little, 2's perfect. And I'm just going to read her effects off. All of your other avatar net characters get plus 1,000 power, and then she has a change ability, which is pay to put a card from your hand into your waiting room and put this card into your waiting room. At the beginning of your climax phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card named Last Shot Sinon in your waiting room and put it on the stage position that this card is in. Really awesome change ability, and that level 3 is so good. I'd only use that change ability as like a last resort. Well, not necessarily last resort, but unless you really want to go for a late game push, or you know your opponent has nothing and you just want to punish them. Warding may cause saltiness. For level 3s, this card should be at 4, but I still do not have another one. I kind of wish I got another one of these cards when it was $1. I think they're like 5 or more now, because one guy had one copy of it in his deck that I think won a major event or something, or major tournament. I know my friend has a signed one that he wants me to get, and I will get that eventually, but 3 Lisbeth's Shining Smile. Love this card. Such an underrated card. It's so good. I'm just going to read the effects off to you because there's a lot. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck and put it on top of your deck or into your waiting room. Kind of reminds me of Oracle Think Tank in Cardfight Vanguard. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets plus X power until end of turn. X is equal to 500 multiplied by the number of avatar net characters you have, and it includes herself. So that's always fun. And then her third and final auto ability. Pay 1 during your turn when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's level 2 or lower characters on the center stage and put it on the top of your opponent's deck. So yeah, 3 pretty good abilities, I must say. And just such a fun and awesome card to use. it has helped me win many games, as well as the final character in the deck. Which is, I guess I could say infamous, because I know a lot of people hate this card. And that's the Last Shot Sinon. I have one foil. I'm not going to bother trying to foil out this deck. The only deck I would try to foil out is my Ellie Waifu deck. And even that's going to be hard. Anyway. So her effect, when this card is placed on stage from your hand, or by a change effect, you may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room so she heals. And then the, well, before I get to the awesome Climax combo, when she does become reverse in battle, you do have to put her into memory, which is the only downside, but I mean, she has a lot of upside. And then her auto ability, pay 2, put a card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, if a card named Phantom Bullet is in your climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 4 damage to your opponent. And I love how it says when this damage is canceled instead of if this damage is canceled. When this damage is canceled, this card gets plus 3,500 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then obviously, the burn for 4 can be canceled. So yeah, really awesome card. Definitely one of the... I'd say it's one of the better level 3s out there. Just such a fun card. Wins games. And causes saltiness. And whoops. Bumped my camera there. This is actually going to be taken out for a 4th and final back to her cheerful self, because I always love running plus 2 soul climaxes. Everybody in my locals knows me as the Soul Rusher, so... But I mean, I do have one Seeking Warmth. All of your characters get plus 1,000 power and plus 1 soul, and then when this card triggers, choose a character to waiting room and return it to your hand. I don't really need that, because I do have other cards that can do that for me, but still. And then 3, back to your cheerful self, which is the plus 2 soul climax. And then finally... Are one of these not foil? That's funny. Or are they all foil and it's just the lightning? I don't remember. Anyway, Phantom Bullet. All your characters get plus 1,000 plus 1 soul, and then when this card triggers, you may draw a card. So, yep. Like I said before, this combos with the level 3 card. And then, this is a card you always want to make sure you have in your hand and save it for late game. And if you do have... Say you have a field with with 3 Last Shot Sinons, because I have had that field before, and you just drop a Phantom Bullet. If you have enough cards in your hand, which is likely... If you have enough stock and cards in your hand, which likely will not happen, you can do the effect 3 times. I think the most I've gotten the effect was twice. I think one time I did that, I still lost. Because my opponent just kept canceling. Which does happen a lot to me, but it's okay. Anyway, that is it for the deck, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe, check out Shadow Contingency Gaming. Link will be in the description. I'm not going to put annotations or anything, because I don't have time to really edit my videos that way. Call me lazy if you'd like. I don't care. But anyway, that's it for now. Next deck profile will definitely be my Ellie Waifu deck. And I'll probably do an update on that in like a month or not a month or so. I'm not going to give a timetable on when I will do an update for any of my Weiss decks, because I'm not sure when that will happen. I technically have 6, only 4 playable at the moment. And I'm only going to do deck profile for the Madoka one. Isn't that great, but it's okay. Anyway, that's it for now. Enough of me rambling on. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, YouTube. Oops. Damn it, I missed the stop button. I'm a pirate.